Hey, it's Saturday night. I tell you what, we are live, ETV Live, the Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series Veteran Sim Racers. Hey, they call me the Cowboy, J.D. Webb. I tell you what, brand new season here, Saturday night racing with the Veteran Sim Racers. And I tell you what, Viper Technologies in the house tonight. Jason and Greg both along for the ride. And I'll tell you, a new look to ETV Live. If you take a look at the new live pages, we want to thank Rick Donathan for all his hard work on the background images, all the little characters down there. Just a little fan interaction there, and keeping it fun and entertaining for all of our fans out there. In the booth tonight, Rick Donathan, they call him the Law Dog, Tracy Flip Robinson, John the Bad Boy Westling, and his magic fingers working them buttons tonight. Jerry the Corn Dog Wolf on the remotes for you. And I'll tell you what, we've got some questions for you tonight. We'll be giving away some stuff, and also the big one. And they'll be putting the links up here, Jason and Greg, here just shortly. But be thinking about who's going to win this thing here tonight. You might have a shot at one of those Viper Technologies, Viper 600 SR game seats. So I tell you what, I'm going to turn this thing over to Tracy Flip Robinson, Rick the Law Dog Donathan. Boys, have fun. I'll be along for the ride as well.
Yeah, JD, here we are back at Talladega, running around out here in the trucks with VSR. First race of the season. Should be exciting one there. Rick, is we're going to have the same players out there, a couple new faces. And right now these guys are out here qualifying, Rick.
Absolutely, Tracy. And I was taking a look at the leaderboard back when they were practicing, and Eric Motzenbacher sitting on the top with a 47.836 in practice, with Helge Gravemeyer right in behind him with a 48.260. So Eric's got a little bit on the edge here this evening at Talladega, and looks like we've got a lot of the same guys and a few new names in here as well, Tracy.
Yeah, if you take a look at that practice, Michael Howlett and Eric Motzenbacher both turned the exact same lap time of a 47.836, followed by that Helge Gravemeyer in the 03 with the 48.260, and his pushing partner, Dave Marinarda, got a exact same speed, lap time of 48.260. So we're seeing the two-car draft working really good out there on the track there, Rick.
Absolutely, and we're going to see a lot of that two-car draft. I got a chance and ran down into the pits and was able to talk to a few drivers. Talked to the last season champion, Craig White, and he said he has probably got a top 5, top 10 car. His truck is running awesome this evening. Done a lot of practicing and testing with it so far, and wanted to let me know that for championship he received a die-cast car of one of his vehicles, so he was very happy with it. But also look to see Craig to try to get up in the lead pretty quick, and look for Ed Velarde and Craig Nelson and Mike Costa as his teammates here this evening when he comes into the race.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the qualifying as it is right now, Rick. Craig T. Nelson, he's on the point with a 51.308. We have 22 cars have actually hit the track right now and qualified. And so far, Craig T. Nelson, Helge Gravemeyer just takes over the top spot with the 51.127 there, Rick.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, we're going to break away. We got lots of action coming right at you, but we're going to get down here where the Cactus Cuties are going to perform the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land?
All right, folks, and we are getting out to the starting lineup, and it looks like we've got in the top one position sitting on the pole, the number 03 Helge Gravemeyer with a 51.127. On the outside, in the second position, number 3 Craig White.
And starting in third position tonight will be the 5 of Jason Orlando, and starting in fourth place, 67 of Eric Motzenbacher.
And starting in fifth, the number 81 David Hauser, and on the outside of him is the sixth spot, and the number 6 Mike Costa.
Starting in seventh will be the 27 of Joe Thompson. Starting eighth will be the 2 of Lee DeBarris.
And in ninth, driving the number 26 machine, Dave Miranda. And in 10th, the number 30, Luke Olette.
Starting 11th will be the 77 of Frank Buscini. Starting 12th will be the 23 of Cecil Reen.
And in 13th, we have the number 12 of Ryan Newman. And in 14th, number 48, Alex Scribner.
And starting in 15th will be the 31 of Jason Edge. Starting in 16th spot, the 99 of Daniel Archer.
And starting 17th, number 18, Brogan Lott. And in 18th spot, the 00 Craig Nelson.
And starting 19th to be the 64 of Harold Laurie. And starting 20th to be the 97 of Fred Manawati.
And 21st, number 4, Kirk Fielder. And 22nd spot, the number 20, Dave Jollymore.
And starting 23rd to be the 69 of William Dunn. And starting 24th, the 36 of Chuck Ingram.
Starting 25th, the number 15, Mark Johnson. And in 26th, number 95, Orphan Avdemental. Tough name there, folks. Sorry.
And 27th will be the 14 of Harold Decker. Starting 28th, the 16 of Brian Barton.
And 29th, number 17, Edward Velarde. And 30th, number 33, Michael Hallett.
And 31st will be the 31 of Alan Thomas. And starting 32nd, the 21 of Bob Ingalls.
33 position, number 8, Derek Puckett. And in 34th, number 57, James Barnes. And I tell you what, Tracy, we're going to see a heck of a race here at Talladega Speedway. I'm excited. I know the fans are going to be on their feet for this drop of the green flag.
Yeah, we're getting the first race of this new season here at VSR. So we'll be able to get kind of where the guys are going to be starting. Look for some really good racing, and we've already found out we got quite a few cars who have that 2x2 pushing going out there and can put up some pretty fast lap times, Rick.
Absolutely, and you're going to see a lot of guys playing that team thing here, and you've got some folks, and we'll get to that here in a few. I know that some of them are dying to try to shoot up to the front as quick as they can to try to stay out of trouble, and you've got some that's going to kind of lay back. So, folks, the lights are out on the pace car. We're on the front stretch here, and that pace car is going to take a left right in the pit road. We're getting ready to go green, folks. So, Hellgate Gravemeyer on the pole here this evening with Craig White on the outside driving that Dodge Mopar machine. So pace car is off the field, folks, and here we go. Let's go racing, and green flag is out.
Yeah, we're going to find out which two vehicles get hooked up first there, JD. Looks like we had one car little slow of a start. Not can't get sure which car that is, but it fell back about 4 car lengths at that time to check up that whole top line. It looks like Hellgate Gravemeyer getting out there, still the lead, followed by the 3 of Craig White.
Absolutely, and Hellgate Gravemeyer and Craig White following him, one right in behind the other, and it looks like Mike Costa out there on the outside trying to get a draft, but follows right into the back before they enter into turn 3, Tracy.
Yeah, we got them coming out in the single file, working their way down. A couple cars there on the outside, falling back, but able to find a hole on that bottom line. At least one of them cars able to make it down there. But your top 4 coming to the line is a 03 of Hellgate Gravemeyer, followed by the 3 of Craig White. In third spot, the 5 of Jason Orlando, and fourth would be the 67 of Eric Monsenbacher, and fifth spot would be the 81 of David Hauser.
You bet, and I tell you what, Tracy, got a good start here right off the bat. These guys followed right in, one in behind the other. And we've got 2 laps in the books here of an 85-lap race. These guys are looking good and looking sharp with a new season here for start of the season 3.
Yeah, they got a real good start. Everything looks pretty clean out there. Got a few cars up on that high line, but we've already got kind of 2 packs separated. But looking back here, right around 7th spot, looks like Joe Thomas and Lee DeBarris has got hooked up together, trying to do that 2-car tandem, get themselves pushed back up to that lead pack there, Rick.
Absolutely. And Tracy, I just want to say, looking back here at the number 31 machine, driving a Caterpillar car, that's Jason Inch. Got a few minutes to spend with him in the pits here this evening, and Jason finished second in the points last season, and asked him how he felt about that. And Jason said he missed 2 races, and he can kick himself in the tail for missing those 2 races, and only wishes to see what would have played out if he would have been there, considering that he came in second spot. But he did tell me coming in the race today, got an excellent truck, and got a truck that's built like a rocket, so see him coming up through the pack here later on.
Yeah, right now, today we got a couple packs starting to break apart. Our lead pack consists of, it looks like 8 cars, and then you fade back to the second group, where that starts with Dave Miranda back there leading that group. He's trying to hook up with the 30 of Luke Ouellette and try to break away from that other pack, catch up to our leaders. It looks like Craig White being pushed out of second place, moved to the high side. That's going to move up Jason Orlando to second position, guys.
I tell you what, Tracy, seen Craig White jump out there on that outside, and I think he thought maybe he might have had a little help coming behind him there, and didn't get such a great run coming off of 2, and kind of got stuck out there by his side. But looks like Jason Orlando followed right in behind their Hellgate Gravemeyer, and those guys are pretty much putting about a 3-car length there between them.
Yeah, they got their 2 trucks hooked up there, Rick. And it looks like Monsenbacher and Craig White trying to get hooked up themselves to get a little bit of space there through the corners. Like I said, we're trying to see how that's going to work tonight. The 2-car tandem out there. I'm trying to look towards the back. It looks like got quite a few more cars caught up with this group there, Rick.
That's right, Tracy. I tell you what, these guys are driving very smart early in the race, and glad to see that, because that's just action-packed racing we're going to have toward the end of this race, with everybody in it, no damage done, and it's going to be one man for himself. But going back to down in the pits that I was talking earlier, got up with wasn't able to get up with Ricky Jenkins, but I looked over here in our room and seen Ricky Jenkins sitting over here, and from my understanding, had a few problems with the templates on the truck. Something didn't match up, and they said, you're going to have to park it this evening. Ricky Jenkins is not in the race here this evening, so but he said that's okay. We've had a few problems. The guys may have damaged the truck getting it out of the hauler, and he's not able to race here this evening, but don't count him out. He'll be back next week.
Yeah, we got a couple trucks on the move forward there, Rick, is the 2 of Lee DeBarris and also the 26 of David Miranda got a heck of a run on that outside. Moved themselves all the way up from 6th spot. It was just a little over a lap ago. Those 2 cars were back in 9th and 10th place, so them guys making a pretty good move forward there, Rick.
Tell you what, looking back here toward the back, and 31 machine, Jason Inch, moving himself through the field there, 1 car at a time, 1 lap at a time. Tell you what, he's going to be a force to reckon with. Keep your eye on that young man here this evening. But it looks like we got 3 wide there, Tracy, coming out of turn 2, and looks like Jason Orlando stuck up there close to the wall.
Yeah, Jason moved up from the bottom, trying to get a little help on that second line. Eric Motzenbacher trying to get hooked up. Both their trucks in to move up to that 3rd line right against the wall. That opened the door for the 2 of Lee DeBarris to move this way forward and get by him. So look for the 5 and the 67 trying to get hooked up on here on the high side. See if they can't get a good 2-car tandem going to get back to the front.
That's right. Tell you what, little Jason Orlando and Eric Motzenbacher are still stuck up there on that outside. I don't know if they're trying to find a groove up there or what, Tracy, but tell you what, they lost a lot of leadway being stuck on that outside. So don't know what the situation is with there, but tell you what, we're way early in this race, and these guys got plenty of time to get up there toward the front.
Yeah, we're just getting around here, turning lap 8 of a 85 lap race, I do believe this is. These guys are doing a great job keeping their trucks clean. It looks like people are trying to find each other to get hooked up there. I know the 2 kind of left his drafted partner, the 26 of David Miranda, as he gave him a great push to getting him all the way to the front. And now looking at the outside, we've got a new leader up front, guys. It's I don't think I see which car that is, but new leader.
Tell you what, I was watching there just for a few minutes, and looks like Jason Orlando got the lead from Gravemeyer, but also it looks like the 81 of David Hauser got on the outside with a little help and took over the lead there. So you got some more on this, JD?
You bet. I tell you what, I don't have much more on the race out there. Things are looking pretty good. But guys, are you guys ready to win something? I tell you what, we're getting ready to put out the first trivia question tonight. $25 gift card, from Viper Technology. So here it is, people. Question number 1 coming at you. What is 3-time NASCAR champion turned broadcaster J.D. Webb, Darrell Waltrip say when the green flag drops at the beginning of the race? And no, it ain't Larry, pass me another beer. Question number 1. What does 3-time NASCAR champion turned broadcaster Darrell Waltrip say when the green flag drops at the beginning of the race? I'll tell you what, $25 gift card coming at you from Viper Technologies. Jason, put that link up there. We're going to slam the door here in about 15, 20 laps. We'll let you know. Back to Rick and Tracy up in the booth.
Tell you what, $25 gift card sure does come in handy now today. I tell you, whether the economy has gotten, but tell you, we give a great shout out down there to Jason for the things he's doing for you folks out there. And you got us up there, Jason.
Yeah, looking at the race right here, Rick. These guys are running side by side here in that top group, about 8 cars deep with the tail of them running single file. It looks like I think we got another new leader this time around, doing a great job as Craig T. Nelson wheels that thing to the lead, guys.
Yeah, tell you what, old Craig Nelson, that's another one that's forced to be reckoned with there. But old Craig White running right in behind him, bumper to bumper. You're going to see these guys. I've seen these guys work quite a few times with each other at tracks, and I'm not sure, Tracy, if these guys are teammates, but I tell you what, whether they're teammates or not, they work together as if they are teammates. But with that in mind, I tell you folks, as you're watching the race, you see a lot of these guys go 3 wide and 2 wide, and bumper to bumper, door to door action you see. These are a great group of guys that knows how to drive these trucks around here. And seems that Chuck Ingram's done a very well job of organizing this league here. And just a great group of guys here, Tracy.
Looking like we're going to have 20 cars in this top group. As we got 3 wide down the backstretch here. Rick got really close to having some contact. Looked like the 6 of Mike Costa just getting on the outside of a car, just barely getting us. We got 3 wide heading through corner 3, Rick.
That's right. I tell you, hang on to your seat there, folks. I tell you, you're going to see some action packed here today with these drivers. And just like Tracy said, Craig Nelson up there in the lead, followed him behind. Oh, it looks like we've got a wreck, folks.
We just had a couple cars get in the wall there. Rick, I was just watching. I'm trying to get back to who that was. It looks like it was a 48 was involved in this, guys. Seeing that they were 3 wide, and somebody finally got up in that wall and took a little damage. And I'm going to take a look back, see if I can see more, Rick.
Tell you what, it looks like we still have green flag racing. John, do you have anything else on this? All right, while John's looking for that there, it looks like we've still got green flags. So maybe Tracy, they just got up in the wall there. Didn't know whether there may have been some debris that got on the track or not. So great racing here, folks. Talladega Super Speedway.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at this, trying to get a better camera view and see exactly what truck it is. I do believe it's at number 6 of Mike Costa. He got up into the wall there, guys. Looks like he got pinched off by the 69. Got up and up into that safer barrier a little bit, which also brought that 48 involved as he got into the back of him, putting damage to both those vehicles, but the green flag still being out, guys.
That's right. I tell you, great racing we got here right now here at Talladega, folks. And these guys it looks like we got a slow car down there on the bottom of the apron there. Luckily, he got out of the way before these guys come rolling on top of him, Tracy. And tell you what, Helge Gravemeyer has still got, looks like Craig White running in behind him. I don't know if those guys got together today and said, hey, wherever I go, you go. Wherever you go, I'm going. So looks like those guys are working pretty good together today. And looks like they're getting a good run coming out of turn 2 here. We may even see a lead change as Craig White just pushes Helge Gravemeyer right past our current leader of Craig Nelson. I tell you, both of them have just took off with it. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you take a look at that 3 of Craig White, though. As soon as he pushed him by, he dropped down to that low line. Now Craig White's going to get that push to the lead. So, tell you what, great move to get Helgreg up there, and then did the dive under him and take the lead himself.
That's right, Craig White. I tell you what, Nova Scotia, Canada, retired electrician and been sim racing for about 8 years. And tell you, he's jumped in these trucks here and took off with it as if he's been doing this all his life. So got 3 wide right now, Tracy. That 2 truck and that 31 truck up on the high side there. So we'll see if they get a good run coming off of 2.
Yeah, they've been running 3 wide quite a bit back there. Down the front stretch and through the corners, still holding that high line. Looks like they're getting a little bit of momentum. Getting a great push right around Helge Gravemeyer, who's down there in the middle groove with the 77 of Frank Buscini. And looks like Frank Buscini is going to dive back down to that low line. Going to leave Helge Gravemeyer there by himself up the center, but he's got help coming on his way as of the number 18 truck Brogan Lot and making his way forward, guys.
That's right. I tell you what, still looking good out here on the track. These guys running one in behind the other. Guys just taking their time, and we got 17 laps in the book of an 85-lap race. Hadn't seen any cautions come out. Had a oopsie-doos where one of them scrambled off, but he's still in the race, and things are going good for him. These trucks are all lined up and looking good out here, Tracy. A lot of patience being shown here today.
Yeah, not too many paces. We're still running a little 3 wide out there, guys. We're going to have a new car taking over the lead spot there, Rick.
That's right, and that's going to be Helge Gravemeyer, and it looks like David Hoosier is going to push him across the finish line there. I'm sorry, that's a Brogan Lot. It's Brogan Lot that's behind Hellgate Gravemeyer. We have a lead change, and looks like Greg White didn't want to give up that lead there and looked on the inside, but again, patience, guys, and he kind of just let out of the gas there and let him get on by and finish out. But looks like he's going to get a good run coming out of 2 on the backstretch, Tracy.
Yeah, he's looking for a partner on that outside, Craig White is, but Craig Nelson pulls back to the bottom, doesn't get behind him, and he's got 2 cars coming up. The 81 getting to the low side of David Hauser as he works his way forward, taking over that 3rd position, followed by the 23 of Cecil Reen. Cecil Reen making his way to that top 5 cars, trying to get a lead lap himself out there, Rick.
Absolutely, and tell you what, we got quite a few little positions being changed up here and there, and still keeping my eyes on that Jason Inch 31. Looks like he's kind of fell back a few places there, but it seems like, Tracy, that outside line is working for him. It looks like he's been running consistently behind Lee DeVaris, and those guys are just wanting to run that outside line.
Yeah, they're doing a good job working that outside line here and there. It looks like they kind of single filed there in the top 8 or 9 cars as they're coming around the track to hit lap 20. It looks like Craig White fell back to the back. It looks like he's going to maybe cool the stuff off and take it easy here for a little bit and make a run back to the front there, Rick.
Absolutely, and it looks like Brogan Launch went up underneath Hellgate Gravemeyer there. We may see another lead change here. Absolutely we do, with Hellgate Gravemeyer on the outside as they go into turn 1. Hellgate kind of falls right in behind Brogan Launch there, and I'm sure that Brogan Launch will probably pick up a few points for that lead there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we've had quite a few lead changes out there, Rick, and they seem to keep on coming, so this tells you how close all these cars are set up in trucks. Running nose to tail, never knowing that guy in that outside is going to get that run. Looks like the 81 of David Hauser trying to work with the 00 of Craig Nelson, trying to make that run on that outside move and push him around to the front there, Rick.
That's right, and Tracy, I got up with Cecil Reen a little earlier before I caught him in the pits there as well, and he's saying that he's got a top 5, top 10 car as well, and his truck is running excellent here this evening. So, and he did also say that he was going to be trying to get up to the front pretty quickly here this evening. As you can see, he's running in about 4th spot. So keep your eye on that young man out there as he's running around this track as well, and looks like he's working with Hellgate Gravemeyer pretty tight right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look back here. Rick, looks like we've had a couple cars fall victim to mechanical issues. The 48 of Alex Scribner, he got caught up in that first incident there. It was a little too much damage, had to park that vehicle. And also the 30, I believe, of Luca Lett. He's down 7 laps right now, guys. Not too sure what happened there, but he's got a lot of laps to catch up here early in the race.
Tell you what, as they cross the start and finish line up there, it looked like that 77 truck of Frank Buscini kind of scratched the wall there a little bit and got a little high up there on that outside while they was 3 wide. But he's still running in the pack there. I don't think it really harmed his truck there too much, Tracy. But let's say howdy to our folks over here in the chat room with Christy and Daniel and of course Greg Smith with Viper Technologies, and of course we got Keith here today, L Mulligan, and of course we definitely want to say hey to Mama D, and it looks like we have Annette and Pinky Myvo TPS. Not sure about that one, Tracy, but it looks like we got quite a few of TPS in here. Just want to say hey to you folks out there and appreciate you joining us here for the race. Exciting one that you're going to see, and it's always great to see you guys.
Yeah, we got a new leader up there. The 81 of Dave Hauser working his way back to that front, getting a great push by that 26 of David Miranda. Tell you what, David's been doing a lot of pushing tonight. Seems to have a fast truck and really can push those guys up to the lead. So those guys are doing a great job out there. We're down to single file here in our top group, Rick, and sounds like we have a yellow flag, guys.
Yeah, it looks like we got a yellow flag, and I'm sure Tracy's going to kind of take a look at that there. as those guys on the cameras there see what we got going on. But it looks like David Hoosier is going to still be your leader on your leaderboard here. And looks like Dave Miranda is going to be your second spot. But I tell you what, Tracy, that number 31, Jason Inch, like I was telling you before, that man is run through the crowd here, and it looks like he's sitting in about the third spot. Tell you what, folks, they're taking a look at the cameras here, and while they're taking a look there, tell you again, folks, we appreciate you guys showing up here. And Jason, I don't know if he's sitting in one of those simulator chairs like our JD likes to talk about with the bump.
Car just kind of got a push into the corner and was pushed up, and he got into the outside. Also at the same time helping empty it.
Bubble what?
Bubble butt.
You two guys up there taking the front seat tonight. I'm riding along in the back seat. Me and Greg kind of working these fan challenge questions here tonight. Going to slam the door shut here on the first one here in just a little bit, boys. So I tell you what, let's get through this caution right here, and we'll announce the question number 2 and slam the door shut on number 1.
All right, folks, and JD will be that. But while we're under this caution here, we're going to take a step back here just for a moment, and you guys don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back.
I'm sorry. I'm in the room now. I was sitting over there talking to myself. All right, I'll tell you what, we are back. ETV Live here at Talladega with the Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series. It's Saturday night. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and slam the doors shut here in just a little bit on question number 1. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that right now while we're under caution and get this thing cleared up. Jason, slam that door shut. I'll tell you what, question number 2 coming at you. Who did Kevin Harvick tangle with in the March 23rd, 2002 Busch race at Bristol that eventually led to his suspension and probation? So it sounds like a duke 'em out at Bristol here, guys. Back in 2002, who did Kevin Harvick tangle with at the race at Bristol on March 23rd, 2002 that led to his suspension and probation? So I'll tell you what, Jason's going to get that link up there for the fan challenge question number 2. And tell you need to be thinking about who's going to win this thing here tonight. Make your pick. And we're going to open up the super challenge tonight. And somebody's going home with one of those Viper 600 SR game seats. So I tell you, be thinking about who you think is going to win this thing here tonight. But in the meantime, I'm going to go on back to the buffet, enjoy some more eats, turn this thing back over to the Law Dog, and flip.
Tell you what there, JD, make sure you leave us a little bit back there on that buffet table. I tell you, a lot of the action is going on today. It's working my appetite up. What about you, Tracy?
Oh yeah, definitely. My appetite's always ready to get back there to the buffet, but we're out here running this race, working this race, and broadcasting the action out there on the track. We can't just sit there and have that barbecue sauce all over our cheeks, you know.
That's right. Tell you what, we're looking at the number 81. David Hoosier is your leader right now, with Jason Inch on that outside when they restart this green flag, folks. And Helge Gravemeyer looks like he's running 3rd, and of course Cecil Reen sitting in the number 4th spot. And tell you, Tracy, we're going to see a good. Hopefully, we see a good takeoff on this green flag when they get ready to start. But sounds like I hear Jerry. Jerry, are you there?
Hey guys, just taking a look here. They were coming around there to the pit road entrance, man, and big, heavy damage. 69 truck looks like he might have slowed up a little bit. Guys, there's some heavy damage to 3 of these trucks. Got into him. It looks like it might have been actually in front of him. The 24, the 97, and the 69, heavy damage here, Law Dog, buddy.
Okay, well, I tell you what, that's good to know there, Jerry, because, that's going to definitely play a factor here. And, that's not good this early in the race. 27 laps down in the book, guys. 85 laps is what we're shooting for. And tell you what, that's going to definitely play on the draft there, Tracy.
Yeah, they'll be having a difficult time running out there right now. They're just going to have to look and try to get behind a clean vehicle and see if they can't just hold on until the next caution where they get in and do some repairs to that damage, because right now the pace car is going to be coming off, so there is no time to stop and get those trucks repaired. But I do know the 67 of Eric Motzenbacher and the 57 of James Barn, both still in pit road, skid and repairs from that last caution.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, the pace car is about to make that left-hand turn right on the pace, right on pit road there, Tracy. I'm standing up, and I tell you what, we're getting ready to go green with David Hoosier sitting on the front with Jason Inch on that outside, and I tell you what, guys, here we go. Green flag is out.
Looks like we got a few trucks a little slow on that restart. One looks like it was the 18 truck. A little slow on the start, got a few cars get up by him, checked up that inside line a little bit, but looks like that 81 of David Hauser is going to get up there and lead these guys around back around the track, and looks like he's not going to get any help, as the 03 of Helge Gravemeyer getting some help to be pushed around him to take the lead back there, Rick.
That's right, Tracy, and I tell you what, I think it's going to be the number, goodness, I think it's the number 20, it's like the 27 of Joe Thompson there is running right behind Helge to give him a hand there, and I believe the 31 of Jason Inch, when he went on the outside there, I think he had the impression that the 23 of Cecil Reen was going to go with him, but Cecil just bared off to the left there and stayed on the bottom of the apron and kind of left Jason Inch on the outside there, Tracy.
Yeah, we got our 2 leaders hooked up, guys, pulling away from the group. And Jason Inch is on the outside line working with the 2 of Lee DeBarris as he's working with him, trying to push him out of the pack of cars to get away from the air that the 81 and 2. The 81 is putting on the group of vehicles. Once you've got people drafting on you. It's hard to break away from them, but the 03 and then that 27 of Thomas Jen, they're just pulling away from him, Rick.
Absolutely, but I tell you what, Tracy, and I don't think this model that iRacing had came out with kind of works the same way as that the A class does. They may be able to run away with it right now, but I tell you what, the group that's all gathered up will eventually run them down. So those guys running up front up there, that's definitely going to play a part in the fuel factor here in today's race as well. So got to be cautious on that.
Yeah, we're down to 55 laps to go, Rick. And these guys have still got plenty of time to work. But that 03 and that 27 got it hooked up and going as they have pulled out over a second lead on the second pack. And second group of cars, we've got a few cars that look like the damage probably affecting a little bit as they're falling back from that lead group with the damage they received early in the race. I'm going to get a kind of see what kind of cars we got following back in the backpack.
Absolutely, but I tell you what, Tracy, a lot of laps left here at Talladega, and I tell you, these guys so far today I've been completely impressed with. Been very patient so far early in the game, and I tell you, some of the folks that I talked to has done exactly what they said they were going to do, and that was when the green flag drops, I'm shooting for the front. Got to get to the front. Don't want to get caught up in anything in the back. But today's race, I tell you, we've only had a very few amount of caution so far, and I believe most of them related back to debris on the track. May have had one that spun out, may have had one to scratch a wall, and had some debris on the track. But tell you what, these guys are doing an awesome job today here driving these trucks.
Yeah, the 8 of Derek Puckett, he's working with Luke Ouellette at the 30, trying to draft back up to our lead group up there, guys. Those two trucks working together. Luke finally got back down. He's down to, looks like he's still 6 laps back, but able to help his friend, the 8 of Derek Puckett, get him drafted back up to this lead pack, guys.
That's right. Taking a look back up here to the front, looks like Joe Thompson switched to Helge Gravemeyer. He's going to get some points there for leading a few laps as well. And tell you, boys, they are just smoking the track right now. But early in the game, Tracy, anything can happen. And so far, from what I've seen from this race, it's anybody's race this evening.
Yeah, they've been changing up who wants to lead this race.
Work together there going through the field, gained a couple positions, and I think that's what their intent is. They want to chase those guys down. Joe Thompson in the lead right now with Helge Gravemeyer helping him out, and looks like Helge Gravemeyer just swapped with Joe Thompson, and of course he's going to lead this lap as well. So, you know, again, anybody's race, folks. You see a lot of leniency out here between drivers. Very patient, very smart driving you see.
Yeah, our backpack trying to work together, try to draft back up to them. They gained 0.3 of a second when they made the switch over, but now they're back behind our leaders, 2.5 seconds, Rick. And our farthest person back in that pack is Frank Buscini in the 77, and he's 4.4 seconds behind our leaders, guys.
Tell you what, I'm trying to find that truck there. It's got some damage to it. Not quite sure which one it is. Might have to get you to help point that one out to me here in a minute, Tracy. But taking a look back up here, Craig Nelson still. Craig White, Craig Nelson working very good with each other as Craig White pulls on the outside of Craig Nelson. And don't know whether that's intentional or if Craig White says, hey, man, I got a little bit faster truck than yours. But overcome that position there as Craig White's going to be running in third position right now as they enter into turn one.
Yeah, they're working side by side here in this second pack of vehicles behind our leader, which our leaders now have a 3.7 second lead. If anything, our people watching this race, you can see how much time those two vehicles working together as one are making on this group of cars running 3 wide down the backstretch heading into the corner. They're almost, I'd say, 7/10 of a second slower than our leader there, Rick.
I tell you what, Tracy, taking a look back at that number 2 truck running 3 wide as they come out of turn 4. Tell you what, that outside must be working for Lee today, as he's getting a little help from Kurt Fielder driving that number 4 machine. He has been riding that high side so far since the green flag was dropped here this evening. So definitely he's got something working there. But tell you what, folks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a step back and get a few commercials in, and don't you guys go anywhere. A lot of action-packed still here to come. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, and we're back, and looks like Joe Thompson still, Tracy, is up there in that lead. Him and Hellgate Gravemeyer still working together as they pass a slow car that's up there on the high side. Guys working real good with each other. Looks like David Hoosier has moved up in the 3rd place spot. Behind him is Dave Miranda, Tracy.
Yeah, those two trucks are trying to hook up and draft up to our leaders. Looks like they're trying to do the swap over. But I think they're going to be a little slow doing it, as the pack's going to catch back up to them and suck them back in. And if anything, they may get overran by this pack, as they're really closing in up on them on a fast, pretty fast pace here. They're still losing time to our leaders. They're now 5 seconds behind them.
Tell you what, that number 2 truck, Lee DeBarris, working with, I tell you, I can't catch. Tell you, got a good run coming out of turn 2 there. That number 2 truck of Lee DeBarris. I believe that's Luke Olette running that 30 machine.
Yeah, I tell you, Luke's up and helping him out, helping these guys as much as he can, as he is several laps down. As we got a car that's trucked up against the wall, guys. Just lost a bunch of spots. I'm trying to fade back here and see who that is. That's a William Dunn machine, 69 truck. I do believe he's several laps down. Just trying to stay out of the way. Got quite a bit of damage at front end. Was able to get through the lead pack and let them by, guys.
Tell you what, taking a look back here at the leaderboard, Hellgate Gravemeyer obviously has switched with Joe Thompson. Those guys working close together here today, Tracy, going back and forth and switching back and forth. And those guys there may end up having to duke it out within the last few laps here. But as of right now, Joe Thompson's almost, looks like, 5 seconds ahead of Dave Miranda, Tracy?
Yeah, they've got a great lead out in front. They're just pulling away from this group as they got hooked back together trying to drive away from the pack, JD.
Hey, boys, I'll tell you what, fantastic racing going on down here tonight. The Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series with veteran sim racers. Jason and Greg, let's slam the door shut on this one. I'll tell you what, question number 2 in the bag. We're going to pop question number 3 out there. Fan challenge here tonight. Question number 3, are you ready? Richard Petty is has the most wins of all time with 200 before retiring in 1992. What 20th century driver sits in the number 2 spot for career victories? I tell you what, warm them Googles up. and get out there and see if you can't get that $25 gift card coming from Viper Technologies, ViperSR.com. You want to check that game suit out there, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, got one of them thumper bumping, I don't know what Rick called it, but I'll tell you what, a bumper pumping seat is what I call it. So ViperSR.com, check that game suit out. So question number 3 is up and open, and get after that $25 gift card, guys.
Tell you what, that thumper bumper, I tell you, JD has just a way of words that I tell you, I just love to sit back. He amazes me. Tell you that, like he said, get over there and check that thing out. You know, that Viper Technologies put a daggone good seat out there, excellent quality, and I tell you, for the price of what these guys are selling these things for, folks, you better get over and place your order before they change your mind, because I'm telling you, you look at the market out there, what's going on right now, and what these guys have got, awesome deal. Can't beat it, Tracy.
Well, when you put it this way, you better get out there and hurry up and buy it before they come back to their senses and bring that price back up to the original retail price they were selling them for. So you need to get there before they come to their senses, guys.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, let me tell you a little bit about MTCO.com, Tracy. Gaming servers. Jerry Wolf is the man to contact over there. $49 a month, no contract, no setup fees, and dedicated servers. You got to get over there, folks, and get signed up, get you a game server. These guys are awesome to deal with, and I know Jerry pretty good. So get on over there and give him a call and get you a game server lined up if you're in the need of one.
Yeah, I tell you, we got a great race out there. Them leaders, I'll tell you what, they're putting on a heck of a show, as they are now 7 seconds ahead. But our third place runner now is the 14 of Harold Decker, moving his way forward, getting a great push by that 8 of Derek Puckett, trying to get away from that pack is what everybody's been battling with. As they moving down, as we got 3 wide, and we got a slow truck up on the outside, the 67 of Eric Motzenbacher. Took a lot of damage on that caution we had, guys. Just keeping it out there, trying to make as many laps as he can with his damaged vehicle. But Harold Decker pulling up, taking over that third spot, guys. Him and Derek Puckett working pretty hard, but it looks like they lost their spot. The 00 and the 31 got around them and take over that third and fourth spot once again, Rick.
Tell you what, Tracy, I think I just saw Hellgate Gravemeyer go into pits here under a green, so definitely keep your eye open for that there, and hopefully we might be able to catch some more here in just a few minutes. But that's going to leave Joe Thompson out there by himself, folks, and tell you, it's not going to take long for those guys in that big crowd of cars there to chase him down. So don't know what's up with that situation there, Tracy, but very interesting. Surprised to see Joe and Hellgate not team up together to take that pit unless Hellgate has got a problem with his truck.
Well, I do believe you're probably pretty correct there. As I'm watching him roll down pit lane, his vehicle, I believe, is out of fuel, guys, as he coasted all the way down there at a very, very slow speed. So look for Hellgate Gravemeyer to possibly go a lap down. And besides that, he does not have any drafting partner there, Rick.
Yes, and I tell you what, Frank Buscini running that second position, and I think I heard Tracy. Did Tracy, you say Hellgate blew up?
Yeah, I just got see that Hellgate engine blew up, guys.
Alrighty, and I tell you what, we'll hear in just a few minutes, see if we can't get word from Hellgate Gravemeyer on what's going on with that truck. I believe Tracy said it may have had a blown motor there, so I don't know if the heat got to it or what, but folks, let's talk about number 77, Frank Buscini, running in second spot. I believe right now he may have looks like Craig White is running in second spot. So him and David Hoosier definitely going to be chopping at the bit, one lap at a time, to chase down Joe Thompson, Tracy.
They'll have Joe Thompson coming to him fairly fast there, Rick, because he's already lost half the time that him and Hellgate had out there. He's only 2.2 seconds ahead of this lead group, running at quite a slower pace by himself out here in the front. But I'll guarantee you these guys will be looking at pit stops here shortly, as we're getting ready to turn to lap 48 as right now Craig White heading around that 27, taking over the lead, guys.
Tell you what, didn't take them long at all. Last time we looked, Joe was 5 seconds ahead of the third place runner, and it didn't take long for these guys to run him down. And I tell you, Craig White, David Hoosier working together on that outside, came up on Joe and just passed him like he was sitting still, but that's okay. Joe, you're in the pack now. You're going to get a hold of that draft there, and you're going to be working with the crew here. So it's back to the drawing board, Tracy.
Yep, got to find himself a new partner out there and get pushing forward. Looks like Cecil Green having some issues, guys, in that 23 truck as he's falling way back in the pack, running 22nd.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Tracy, taking a look over here at the chat board, I noticed Jason from Viper Technologies has announced that tonight is the last night for that seat. Oh, don't let me say seat. That race simulator. Tonight is the last night for that 289.
Isn't that a game simulation seat?
Game simulation seat. I got to be cautious there. Don't want to get yelled at by the boss people or anything like that.
Yeah, because I heard somebody say the word race, and this isn't just for racing out there. This is a game seat, playing any game in it to have a whole new experience sitting there with the surround sound and also the vibrations in the padding there, Rick.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, I believe we finally, believe we maybe finally tracked down Hellgate Gravemeyer, and we're going to talk to Ori. Ori, this is Law Dog up in the ETV Live booth. Hey, can you copy?
I copy.
Fantastic. I tell you what, Hellgate Gravemeyer was running strong out there earlier with Joe Thompson, and we noticed he went into the pits earlier there and understand that he may have blew an engine. Have we got any more information on that?
I'm gonna ask him right now.
Okay.
Helge, Sie fragen, was passiert ist, als du vorne warst und dann nicht mehr ging der...
Ja, ich hab das Problem, wenn ich jemand draufstehe, ich habe ein sehr schnelles Auto, dann schiebe ich meistens. Und dadurch leistet der Motor natürlich deutlich mehr, als wenn du ein langsames Auto hast und nur hinterher hängst. Und dadurch habe ich natürlich große Motorprobleme hinsichtlich der Temperatur. Und von daher habe ich das ein bisschen zu lange gemacht. Ich hätte, sage ich mal, schon den Turn davor halt sagen müssen, wie das switcht. Ich wollte aber Joe nicht jedes Mal die Lap klauen. Naja, und da war es dann halt einmal zu viel.
Okay, so he says he was having a good run, but he likes to push the cars instead of getting pushed, and this time apparently he overdid it. His engine overheated, and apparently he lost his engine. He blew up, whatever. Yeah, basically that.
Alrighty, Ori, we appreciate you helping us out there and let him know that we know a lot of eyes are on him, and he is somewhat talk of the town as a fast driver here with veteran sim racers, and we hate for the bad luck, but we know we'll see him back.
I'll pass it on.
All right, folks, and you heard it there, and tell you what, we're back in the race here. David Hoosier still leading the number 81 machine, and Tracy, it looks like Alan Thomas, the number 13 machine, has moved up to second spot working with David Hoosier.
Yeah, looks like they're doing a great job up there. I'm watching, looking at it here, and say there we go again, getting first position switched around. And we got 13 of Alan Thomas. Worked his way to second in that 13 truck. So he's got some new names moving up towards the front there, Rick, and doing a great job as they're running side by side in the pack here for lap after lap there, Rick.
I tell you what, folks, again, get over to veteransimracers.com. Check out the new website. Man, that thing is awesome. Whoever built the website for me, it looks just magnificent. And check these guys out. See if you can't get signed up. I know these guys kind of qualify to see who runs in the race, but tell you, a lot of action-packed here at Talladega Speedway, and definitely was something I was looking forward to seeing here today, Tracy, as these guys are chomping at the bit with 53 laps down in the books.
Yeah, now we got the 81 and the 13 hooked up together, trying to gap that group behind them. They had 4 tenths on them, but here comes that second group, the 27 of Joe Thompson, not going to let anybody keep him away from that front, as he's getting a push from the 18 of Brogan Launch. But it says top two guys just got together, went and tried to do the switching, but now they're just running side by side, guys, slowing them up, and the twos came around but take over third spot. The two of Lee Tavares doing a great job drafting off that top two trucks here there, guys. They've got somebody running on the apron pretty slow.
Tell you what, Tracy, looking back at that, this guy's going in between turn 1 and 2, watching the number 2 truck of Lee DeBarris as he went way wide and drove that high side, as it's been working for him all day today. Went on the outside there, and as soon as he went on the outside, saw that opening, came down real quick down toward the apron, and Brogan Lot was coming down. And just to let you guys know, it looked like Lee DeBarris kind of let out of the gas there just a little bit, let the 18 kind of follow right in front of him to gain the position. Looks like we got some contact here, Tracy, in the one.
No, we didn't have too much contact. The 81, don't know what happened. Looked like he might have put that apron a little bit on the front stretch. Had that truck all squirrely in front of him. Was able to check up a little bit and get it straightened back out. And the guys gave him a little bit of space, as these things are just squirrely all over the place there, Rick.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, JD, have you got something?
You bet. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and get ready to slam the door shut on question number 2, and that was who did Kevin Harvick, or no, excuse me, that was question number 3. Richard Petty has the most wins of all time, 200 of them before retiring. And who sits in the number 2 spot for career victories? I'll tell you what, Jason and Greg going to slam the door shut on that one here, and get ready to open up the next one here. And question number 4 is, in the movie Talladega Nights, what phrase does Ricky Bobby repeat throughout his early childhood? I'll tell you guys, if you have not seen that movie, you got to get to your DVD store and check that one out. Netflix might even have it, but that's a pretty crazy movie, a lot of fun to watch. So get the Talladega Nights and have a good time with it. But I'll tell you what, the ETV Live, bring it to you live here at Talladega Super Speedway, the Veteran Sim Racers Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series, guys. I'm going to take it right on back. Tracy Flip Robinson, the Law Dog, Rick Donald.
Tell you what, Tracy, just watching the action pack there, Mike Costa was in 11th position on that last lap. Went from 11th, worked a little bit with Craig White. And as you can see, new leader sitting on the top of the board here. Craig White leading here at Talladega Speedway with Mike Costa right in behind him. Those guys working together there, Tracy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that heck of a run on the high side just kind of blasted around everybody. They're hooked up together right now. And if you take a look at that 6 of Mike Costa, he's also got damage in that truck, but he's right back there pulling that draft off the 3 of Craig White. So them two guys are working great together, getting pulled away from our lead pack. It looks like they're getting ready to do a switch over now as the 6 goes to the bottom of the track, 3 goes to the high line. They're going to want to get back together here fairly fast before that pack catches up to them. And it does sound like that pack is coming to them pretty quick there, Rick.
Tell you what, watching the pit road, just saw the number 18 machine, Brogan Lot, go into the pit, and I believe he may have a little partner there with him named Joe Thompson. I believe Joe Thompson went in the pits with him as well, and actually I believe it was Joe Thompson went in first and Brogan Lot followed right in behind him, so I believe those guys are going to get fueled up and try to take them the rest of the way from here, Tracy.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, we had a race here just not too long ago. Guys came in a little bit earlier than the rest of the pack, picked up fuel and tires, was able to get back on the track together and just draft and work together without their group, and by the time the rest of the group pitted, they had a 5 or 6 second lead. So possibly that's what they were thinking, is we get another car hitting pit road. It'd be that number 20 car heading down of Dave Jollymore.
Tell you what, I just got a message here just a few minutes ago letting me know that we're probably going to start seeing some green flag pit stops. So tell you what, that changes up the game, Tracy. Seeing Joe Thompson and Brogan Lot going in for that early pit stop, you're going to see a lot more of these guys start taking pits. So keep your eyes open on those 2-pack of cars, who are going to be the teammates that go in with each other and who's not. So that's definitely going to be a game changer here today, and see who comes out on top.
Well, I tell you what, I've got my binoculars set on pit road entrance there, and I'm going to kind of hang out right here and keep an eye on who's going to be coming in here, because I know they're all going to be hitting pit road shortly. But it looks like the race is still a side-by-side race with a large pack out there, Rick.
Absolutely, and great racing you're seeing here today, and I tell you, these guys are driving so smart. Awesome always to come here and watch these guys race. But I tell you, Tracy, want to say hello again over here in our chat booth to Mr. Brian Zimmerman. Of course, we've got Christy in the house, guys and girls, and Danny Davis Hessler, and some of these guys down here, Peter Kasai, Toby Davis, and Tom. Thanks for joining us here this evening, guys, and hope you guys enjoy the show here. Always want to make this thing fun for you guys, so definitely thanks for coming by, and thank you all for always. We see a lot of the same faces in here, and we love seeing that, don't we, Tracy?
Definitely love to have our audience in the chat room. Can ask some questions, and every once in a while we'll see the questions come by and give you a best answer we can out here as we were watching this race. Looks like everybody's still staying on the track. It's putting laps in. I'm waiting to see these groups of guys start coming in as we are at lap 61.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Tracy, you're probably going to be seeing green flag stops here, and probably within the next 6 to 7 laps, you're going to start seeing some guys come on in here and start taking some pit stops and working with each other. 61 laps in the book, and as you can see right now, we got about 4 coming down pit road, Tracy.
Looks like everybody made it in pit road just fine. Rick going to pull in, get 2 tires and just some fuel. Ain't going to need a full tank of fuel, as there is only 23 laps left to go in this race, so should be pretty fast stop for all these teams.
Absolutely. I tell you what, lead the bars. That man's been riding on the outside line all evening. I tell you, look at the leaderboard. The man is sitting in the top 1 position with David Hoosier running right behind him. Somehow, some way, that top groove up there on that outside, that young man has ran 3 wide since the green flag has dropped. And I tell you, he is up in the lead right now, and it looks like he's coming down pit road, Tracy.
Yeah, he's going to definitely have to come in down here with a partner when he comes through. We got the 281 and the 00. And the 77 all hitting pit road. Gives them a good group of cars to get back out on the track and get drafting together right away and not lose as much time as they possibly can.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, you're probably going to see most of them just getting gas. Probably not going to get tires, but just gas is what they're going to get. They want to get in, they want to get out, and they want to get back in track position, get that thing fired up, and get it maxed out as far as maximum speed, so that way they can play catch-up if that's where they're sitting at in position there, Tracy.
Yeah, the less time on pit road, the better. And you had a few guys who did stop a little earlier than everybody else, so I do believe you said that was, I'm trying to remember, the Brogan Lot was one of the cars that came in real early there, so waiting to see when this all settles down and see who comes out with this lead here, Rick.
Tell you what, you got to say, looks like right now Harold Decker is leading the race there, Tracy, and I tell you, it's always a great sight to see. Spoke to that young man a little earlier tonight, chased him down in the pits, and he had a few nice words to say. He said he was hoping to finish in a top 10 here this evening, Tracy, and as far as the season, just wants to finish consistently throughout the season, but the biggest thing that he said was he just loves racing with these guys. Great group of guys, enjoys every single one of them, and has a lot of fun with these folks.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at time out here right now, JD, or Rick, and looks like Mike Costa and Craig White were the best to get off pit road, as they are 28 seconds behind our leader, and they are in front of the lead group. Looks like them 2 trucks, if they get hooked up, will be able to pull away, because in 10th spot is Lee DeBarris, and he is 10 seconds behind those 2 trucks, guys. So if you get Mike Costa and Craig White in the 6 and 3 to get hooked up, they could possibly have a 10-second lead when all these pit stops are done.
Absolutely, Tracy, you're right, because I don't think this group we're looking at right now, Brian Barden sitting on the leaderboard right now. I don't believe these guys have actually took the pit yet, Tracy, but I tell you what, you're looking at that number 31 machine that's been hot all day. Is that Jason Inch? But as you can see, looks like we're getting ready to have a wreck in the pits, folks. Got one.
Yeah, there they go,
across
flying
the
right
grass.
through the grass. The 4 car from Kirk Fielder way out in the grass, guys. Now, a couple cars really fast. It's going through past the line, but you got the 4 out there in the middle of the grass, and there has been no caution. Yeah, they showed Kirk Fielder through the infield grass, put him up as a leader as he crossed the imaginary line that runs from start-finish line across the grass. But, you know, he's going to lose a lot of time, fall way back there. So it looks like our leader might be Brian Barden. So we'll have to see as times and these cars get around this track right now. But Kirk Fielder, I do believe, probably stayed on the track to get back around and possibly pit that car.
Absolutely. Kirk Fielder was actually getting ready to come in for the pits, and looks like he's coming right back in to enter pit lane now there, Tracy. So as we see, it looks like Brian Barden, when he comes around, he's going to be the new leader here.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a gap on the second place guy of Dave Miranda. Him and Derek Puckett look like they're going to be able to get hooked up and work together, and once they get going, they're just going to blow by Brian Barden at a pretty fast clip. Brian will have a tough time hanging on to their draft if they get hooked up together and able to get by him there, Rick.
Absolutely, and I tell you, I think I made a mistake. I believe we got Craig White in the lead, and right in behind him, Mike Costa working very close with him, and those guys are taking off with the ball there, and they're going to run with it. Now, Tracy, do you know whether or not Craig White and Mike Costa has already took their pit?
Yeah, they have. They got down pit road pretty early in front of everybody. Looks like they probably just took fuel only, and probably only half a can that they only have in less than 20 laps to go in this race, right around 18. So didn't need tires and didn't need a lot of fuel, but looks like they got on and off pit road, got hooked back up together, and pretty much pulling away from this group, but they've got a 1-second lead now.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, folks, action you're seeing here at Talladega Speedway as 68 laps down in the books. You got some, Tracy?
Yeah, I do believe the 6 of Mike Costa just blew up, guys. Smoke just billowed out of that truck. Looked like he probably pushed that 3 of Craig White too long. His motor has expired as he's down the apron with a trail of smoke.
Tracy, but definitely it looks like Ricky Jenkins is throwing some things up out there and saying that definitely he definitely blew up.
Yeah, now our new leader is at 27 of Joe Thompson, being pushed by the 18 of Brogan Lott, followed by the 00 Craig Nelson, and 4th place is at 2 of Lee DeBarris. Just Lee's hanging up out that front all night long, guys.
That's right. I'll tell you what, folks, now, just so that way you know, you've seen the action. Join in the fan interaction page and watch the race in high quality streaming. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your mom, and tell your daddy. And tell you what, you got to grab your popcorn, guys, and your Kool-Aid to sit down and watch these replays of these races. Have a good time, and it's all free. That's the thing. It's all free. And Tracy, how often can you get free things anymore? It's hard.
Very difficult. Very, very difficult. And tell you, you also watch some fun and great action as they are doing out on this track right now. They're, as I tell you, they're just dicing it back and forth in this group here, trying to find out who really wants to lead this race. It looks like the 00 Craig Nelson, being pushed by the 2 of Lee DeBarris, are going to push forward and take that lead there, Rick.
Tell you what, Tracy, action-packed we've got here today, and I tell you, I've caught up with JD over here, and it looks like he's got a little bit of barbecue sauce on his lips here, so I definitely want to see what he's got to say. JD, what's that on your face?
I'll tell you what, pulled pork barbecue ain't nothing better right here on this buffet table back here, boys. But I'll tell you what, Greg, Jason, slam that door shut. Let's get ready for the last one here. Question number 3 is in the bag, so I'll tell you what, question number 4, we're going to close the door on that one with 10 laps to go here. Or 15 laps to go here at Talladega, and that question was for question number 4 in the movie Talladega Nights. What is the phrase? What phrase does Ricky Bobby repeat throughout his early childhood in that movie? I'll tell you, if you ain't seen that movie, then get on over to Netflix or your local movie rental place and have a gander. Pretty cool little flick. Talladega Nights. So slamming the door shot on that one for a $25 gift card from Viper Technologies, vipersr.com, dude. I tell you what, I guess the price is going up from what I hear on that gaming seat. And if you haven't seen it yet, vipersr.com, check that baby out, dude, and get you one of those bumper thumping rumble seats and hook it up to your game. Heck, you can hook it up to your television set from what the boys tell me. And it's a pretty cool deal. So vipersr.com. In the meantime, boys, barbecue sauce down my front shirt. Come on, I got one of them bibs on.
Yeah, I got some of that era shout out here. If you need some, JP, we'll take and get rid of those stains. We'll just get a little squirt of shout out right like this.
All right, guys, back to them pulled pork sandwiches back here in the back. Rick?
Hey Tracy, the bib's not from the barbecue. It's from the home, Tracy. They put them on at the home.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Careful.
Tell you what, guys, we have a lot of fun up here in the ETV Live booth, and I tell you, it's just funs and bunches of funs. And I tell you, as the new guy up here, I'm always learning new things every day. So, but I tell you what. One of the things that I haven't learned is that I do know for sure is this VSR veteran sim racers, Tracy, are some awesome drivers. As we break down to almost about 11 more laps here today with Brogan Lott in the lead.
Yeah, 27. Joe Thompson trying to get Brogan Lott pushed up to that lead and do the same thing he did with his partner earlier and push them forward. But it looks like these guys are really going to have to pay attention to those water temps. We've had 2 cars tonight leave here with blown engines doing that pushing, trying to get way out in front of the rest of the group. But that Craig Nelson ain't going to let him get away too far as he's drafting off and trying to catch up to him, guys.
That's right. And I tell you what, Joe Thompson looking on the inside there, Tracy, as they go into turn 3, as Brogan Lott goes wide in the corner there. And tell you what, it's something. It looks like he may end up taking a lead.
Yeah, they're working their best, and looks like the 00 is going to get a help push from that 3 of Craig White and push him forward. Now we got 2 cars, nose to tail on each inside and outside line. We've got 3 trucks on the bottom and 4 trucks on that top line, guys. And say we got a great race going right now as Craig Nelson is our leader.
I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here watching the leaderboard here right now, and Tracy, I believe Joe Thompson beat him to the line there by a fender, and he's showing to be in the lead. But I tell you, it looks like that 00 Craig Nelson and Joe Thompson are definitely battling it out side by side, coming out of turn 4. Who's it going to be to the line on this lap here? And it looks like Joe Thompson. Well, I don't know. Craig White's giving a little help to Craig Nelson there, and it's going to be a very close to the line here, and it looks like Joe Thompson's definitely going to lead that lap there, Tracy.
Yeah, not by a lot of trying on that bottom line of that 00 and 3 working down there. Like I said, that 3 truck's going to need to keep an eye on them water temperatures, just like the 18 on the high side, as we've seen 2 vehicles blow up from overheating. But, you know, you hate to pull off from behind the guy in front of you right when the heat of the battle trying to push the one guy to the lead.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, lap 76 here at Daytona, Joe Thompson in the lead. Right in behind him is that number 18 machine of Brogan Lott. And I tell you, don't forget about that lead to Burris driving that number 2 Chevrolet there, riding on that outside line all day here today. Somehow or another, he has made that work, Tracy, and as he's on up there in the top 3 right now.
Yeah, he pulled up and took over that 3rd position Looks like Craig Nelson trying to hook up to the back of the two of Lee DeBarris as he's doing a heck of a job. Stay out there in the front as the 18 of Brogan trying to push that 27 of Lee Thompson way out there in the lead as we're down to under 10 laps to go, Rick.
Absolutely, and as the laps start winding down, folks, Greg, you better get that refill on that Kool-Aid because I tell you it's going to be a heck of a finish here today. And definitely want to give a shout-out out there to HD Radio Network, guys. Get your rock on. Tell you what, we want to make sure we thank those guys for their pre-race entertainment for ETV Live. Thanks to Philip and thanks to Ed. And get on over to hdradionetwork.com, folks, and get your rock on, get signed up. And I heard that they finally got JD's music over there, some country western music, Tracy.
Yeah, was that just the sound of cattle and horses wandering the prairie?
It may be that entrance song to Bonanza. I think that's what JD likes.
Oh yeah, Bonanza, Little House on the Prairie, and all those good country music songs put up there with just a couple instruments of a banjo and maybe a set of drums and a piano there. But I tell you, the race out on the track, got a great race out here. As it looks like we're getting it down to 6 cars fighting for this lead. You got the 18 in the lead right now, Brogan Lawn being pushed by that 27 of Joe Thompson. And it looks like the Craig Nelson and Craig White working to get together, pushing that 2 of Lee DeBarris down to the bottom, but Lee's going to get a little bit of help catching up to him, and that's that 12 of Ryan Newman, guys.
That's right, and you know, Tracy, talking about horse and buggy, we have to be real kind of quiet because you know JD's back here at the buffet table, but I've been buying that horse and buggy show from him there, been driving that thing.
Oh, wait a minute.
You must have heard me.
Get that, just wait a minute. Ah, man, that is such good stuff. I tell you what, if you haven't had any of these pulled pork sandwiches back here, man, I tell you what, barbecue sauce, holy cow. But I'll tell you something else here, guys. We want to thank all the fans out there for sticking with ETV Live, and I'll tell you something new coming out of our office here tonight. We're actually testing out some new equipment, so hang in there with us. You know what it's like here at ETV Live, beta testing all the time, pushing that bar just a little bit further out as we try to bring you the absolute best in online broadcasting. I tell you what, they don't call John Westling the legend for nothing, but working hard and trying to produce the best possible show out there. So I tell you what, we do certainly appreciate all of our fans out there, boys. I tell you, this buffet back here, outstanding. No better eats than we have right here at ETV Live. So I tell you, Rick, Tracy, back to you, boys.
I appreciate it, JD, and I tell you, your horse needs some water there. And tell you what, Tracy, talking about horsing and horsepower, I tell you, Brogan Lott and Joe Thompson is showing that they have the horsepower here today as Joe Thompson goes underneath Brogan Lott down in turn 1 there. And it looks like Joe Thompson's going to come on up and help Brogan Lott get a good run coming out of turn 2 there, Tracy. That was a good move.
Yeah, doing the swap over, they're catching up to a couple lap down cars as we're on lap 81 right now. You know, this new equipment we got going, you know what that means to me there, Rick?
Overtime.
No, it means I'm going to have to sneak out there and steal some spark plugs out of a car to get that old Chevy pickup going again.
That's right. And I tell you, you know, speaking of getting them old Chevys running, we've got a few that's out here today. It looks like not quite a few, but we've got several people that's laps down. Actually just had some more. I don't know if those guys were in the pits or what, Tracy, but tell you what, old Brogan Lott's looking really hard on the outside and the inside of Joe Thompson, but don't think he's going to leave him right yet. They've got a few more laps here. Yeah,
more time to set them up as we got 16 cars on the lead lap still out here at Talladega today, and these guys are just working each other over. Looks like some of them are biding their time, but we've barely gotten the groups who were pushing each other here a couple laps ago kind of switched around. Looks like that 2 of DeBarris is going to work back up and try to help Craig Nelson possibly, and Craig White's on that outside line working with Ryan Newman. These guys are going to have to get hooked together, see what they can do with our leaders as they're pushing each other up there at the front.
Tell you what, Trace, we're down to the last 2 laps with Joe Thompson leading this crowd here. Brogan Lot running in the second position of Craig Nelson and Lee DeBoris coming on up. Now, it looks like Lee hasn't went on that outside yet, but we've seen it work for him all day today as they enter the backstretch on here. Did you say caution flag, Tracy?
Yeah, I think I just heard the caution flag is out. I'm going to go back and check and see if I can find it. Oh, it's right in front of us. It looks like it's a 31 of Jason Inch, guys.
Well, I tell you what, Tracy, if that's the case and caution is out, I believe this is going to be
Yeah, I sure have, guys. Let's see what happens here as these guys are just battling for position. It looks like that 32 Michael, that's Harold Laurie in that 64 machine, I do believe, guys. Jason is just gonna clip him there. It looks like just on the inside of his fender here. Gonna throw Harold Laurie. He was having a very good run too inside top 10, guys.
That is a very, very tough crash. We'll definitely hope he's all right. Center. A lot of damage to both them trucks, but as you said, no green white checkers here, and that'll put Joe Thompson as our winner, guys.
That's right. I'll tell you what, looking over here at our fan page and seeing some people put some things in there, old Pinky put in there somehow he felt that there was going to be another yellow flag. Man, sign him up. He may know the future. And tell you, I just wasn't expecting the caution to come out here, and I know Brogan Lott did not want to see that come out. But tell you what, folks, we're going to take just a few moments as we get things going, and we're going to be right back and get with some of these guys here. Don't you go nowhere. All right, race fans, here we're back at Talladega Speedway, and it looks like your winner of today's race is going to be Joe Thompson under caution here from an earlier incident that we had. Looks like Brogan Lott's going to finish up in the second spot. Of course, the third spot, the 00, Craig Nelson, and the fourth spot, number 2, Lee DeBoris, Tracy.
Yeah, they did a great job. Looked like they were just getting set up to make a move to try to get a past 27 car on the outside. But the caution came out, pretty much ending their chances of taking and try to make a pass to the lead. But tell you what, we had a great start of this season. These guys here running at Talladega tonight, Rick.
Tell you what, just taking a look out there on the field, Joe Thompson taking looks like a victory lap. I tell you what a race we have seen here today, Tracy. Saw a lot of patience at the beginning of the race. Didn't see a lot of wrecks. I believe a couple weeks ago we were here, saw quite a few wrecks. So today these guys have actually buckled it down and was very patient. Had some outstanding racing here.
Yeah, I only had 2 cautions tonight out there, so a lot of long green flag runs as Joe Thompson's out there doing his victory. He's doing a victory lap at a pretty good clip, guys. Very much about our race speed.
Absolutely, and I tell you, it's got to be a happy little fella. And I believe earlier, Tracy, was it Hellgate Gravemeyer is who Joe Thompson was working with earlier. And Hellgate, of course, we lost him with a blown engine earlier, and it left Joe out there by himself. So definitely want to talk to Joe here in just a few minutes while I'm trying to get over here to Victory Lane and ask him about that situation.
Yeah, we had 2 trucks tonight with blown engines from pushing too long and just overheating those engines and breaking them down. But it looks like most of the guys were able to shift around, keep their vehicles cool, and get the race finished, Rick.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, while we're running down here to pit road and so forth, Tracy, I'm going to run on down here to Victory Lane, see if we can't get up with Joe Thompson. Folks, don't you go nowhere. We're going to be right back. We're going to get some interviews with some of these drivers here. Don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back.
User was moved to your channel.
Back here at Talladega Speedway. And Joe Thompson, you came in today, you qualified 7th place, and you end up finishing 1st and on the leaderboard today, Joe.
Yes, sir. It was a great night. I appreciate Helgi there. We worked well together, and I hate that he blew up there early on. And I was lucky to find Brogan Lant there towards the end, and we hooked up and worked together, made our pit stop together, and just stayed with each other. And ended up getting a win. Hated ended up under caution, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Absolutely, and that's what I was going to talk to you about. It looks like you and Helge, there early in the race, you guys were working real close with each other, walked off and left the pack. And did you ever check with Helge? Was he just pushing the truck too much? And how was your temperatures?
Well, it was just kind of accident on that restart. We got together, and we've worked a lot together in some other races, and we just hooked up, and we were doing good with our switches, and I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention to his temps, because I asked him there going into 3 if he needed to switch, and he thought it'd be good, but then, he didn't make it turn 1, and he blew up, but we had some really good, switches and just kept us out front, and we kept pulling away a little bit at a time there.
Fantastic. I tell you what, Joe, you drove a heck of a race today, my friend. You wheeled that thing around this track like you've been doing it all your life. And want to congratulate you on your first place finish here today. Excellent start to a new season for this Super Speedway Series. Anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Luke Golay there with Metal Horse Racing for letting me race with them, and VSR, of course, for putting on the event, and Harold Lowry, and then of course you guys, ETV, y'all do a great job. Enjoy watching the races.
Well, Joe, I tell you what, we enjoy watching the races from the chair here as well, because you guys put a heck of a show on. But I tell you what, like I say, congratulations to you on a first place finish here with the new season. And I'm going to take this thing up to our second place guy that Tracy's with. Tracy?
Yeah, I'm up here with the 18 truck of Brogan Lawn, finishing up second, giving Joe Thompson a great push there. Tell us about your night tonight there, Brogan.
Yeah, I had a call about 4 races ago. I hooked up with Joe, and we were running pretty good, and I lost connection. So when I finally got to hook up with him, I was pretty happy, and we just stayed hooked up and made a good pit stop, and it all worked out.
Now, these long runs we had tonight, did they work out pretty good for your fuel strategy?
Yeah, the first caution kind of helped. I was able to pit, and then we were able to pit and didn't have to take a whole full tank of fuel, so it cut our time down, so it worked out good.
Okay, is there anybody out there you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Builders Hardware Supply, Sentinel Shepherds, and Joe for sticking with me through this.
All right, guys, that's your second place finisher tonight, the 18 of Brogan Lawn. I'm going to throw it over to JD. You got up a third place finisher tonight.
You bet. I'll tell you what, Craig T. Nelson going home with a third place trophy here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Craig, I'll tell you what, pretty awesome night tonight, and looks like you were able to stay out of trouble those couple of cautions here tonight. Tell us about your race.
Hey JD, good evening. Hey, it was a great race. We had a lot of fun, and I hope the fans enjoyed it as much as we did. Only 2 cautions, and there was a lot of lead changes here tonight. As you noticed, the trucks, we had quite a few vehicles blow up. We had Mike Casa, one of our teammates. The temp gauge didn't even get to the 1 o'clock position, no red light, and just boom. So this is what's happening with the new build on these trucks. So you got to drive these things so careful, and you got to give them as much air as you possibly can whenever you can. So it's you just never know what's going to happen to you. Our team here, made up of Craig White, myself, Costa, and Frank Bruscini. We also brought Lee along with us tonight. We had him down in our channel, and all of us worked together. And fortunately, we were all in the top 10 for most of the race, and Communicado, working together, as teammates. I came in with Lee for our last pit stop, and we came out together, right on the marks, and we're able to stay together. So it was a lot of fun up there. We were looking forward to a great finish there, under green at the end, because all of the top 6 trucks there were just super fast, and it could have played out one way or the other. So congratulations to Joe and Brogan for their first and second place finish. They earned it. They deserve it, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks again, guys, for all your hard work, and thanks to Chuck Ingram and Ed Velarde for all the hard work that they put into adminning these things as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, usually we get right down to the end here, and I ask guys, any shout-outs or thanks you want to give to anybody out there? But I'll tell you what, you're a natural. Give me that microphone back, dude. We need to get you up here in the booth and call some races with us. But I'll tell you what, Craig Nelson from 18th to the front, boys, third place trophy here tonight. I'm going to throw it back up to the booth. Brick, the Law Dog, Donathan, Tracy Flip Robinson. Get us on out of here, boys.
All right, folks, and I tell you what, heck of a race you've seen here today at the Harold Lowry Super Speedway Series, Talladega Speedway, with Joe Thompson as sitting on the leaderboard here. Excellent start for him for a new season, followed in by Brogan Lot. Tell you what, Tracy, excellent race we saw here today, and I tell you, the competition is going to be tough this season.
Yeah, they had a great race out there. I've seen some good cars get taken out in that early incidences, but look for them to be strong next week when we return to the super speedways again here, and I tell you what, I got the last of the 2 pulled pork, so get us out of here, Rick.
All righty, folks, and I tell you what, thanks for joining us here today at ETV, and I tell you, till next week, folks, make sure to go over and check out the replays at etv-eplay.net. You can watch it all for free. Don't forget about that, and I tell you what, as JD says, you guys, we'll be right back and so forth, but I'm going to tell you what, I got my own saying, buckle up and drive safe. We'll see you next time.